Monday.
Yay! Oh boy,
Yeah. Monday before Ignite, though.
that's true. I got some prep work to do today.
Mm-hmm.
Been kind of ignoring a lot of work-related stuff.
Yeah, what'd you
It's
do?
gonna
Go to
get,
Paris or something?
yeah. I mean, just
Which,
it's gonna catch up.
by the way, I think you maximized your birthday from an hours of the day scenario. Now you spent some of it on a plane, but
That's
because
true. That's exactly right.
it's probably your longest birthday ever.
It felt like it too in that flight, and then the entire drive, which was over 90 minutes in the pouring rain
Hmm.
and pitch black. Just exactly the way you want to end. What was I'd figured this out at one point. I can't remember. I was up for 21 hours by that point, something like that. It was
Hmm.
horrific.
I'm
But
sure you were
yeah,
just in great moods. The drive home was fine.
it's not. Oh, that's the other thing. I told you, Brad, a story about my wife this morning. But the other thing that happened on the walk this morning was, we get up because this is always how you travel like to Europe, and then you get up too early every day for like a week,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the worst time of year for that because right before daylight savings, it's the darkest in the
Yep.
morning, and we're getting up earlier. So when we got up, my wife got up at like 5 today. I got up at 6, but it was pitch black, like just pitch black outside. And then we're walking the dog later, and my wife says something like, she goes, "Yeah, it's kind of terrible because of daylight savings, but at least we got this beautiful light when we walk the dog." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's the light really makes up for those lost hours of sleep. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's stunning. The treeless forest we're walking through is so beautiful this time of year, or leafless forest, I guess we'll call it."
I wasn't going to call you out on it, but you did it yourself. It's beautiful.
I just, I'm not going to make any sense for like 3 days.
You sure? It might be longer than that.
Yeah,
Anyway, so we got Ignite tomorrow, so there'll be a bunch of stuff related to that. So be on the lookout if you're looking
Brad,
forward.
look at this. See this box?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those, trade-in boxes you send to some company, and they tell you your phone is worth $200 less than they said originally. That kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
This marks an interesting milestone for me because this is the first time, or will be later today when this box leaves my house, since literally the original iPhone that I haven't had at least one iPhone in my house.
Wow.
Yep,
Gonna be
it's
all
weird.
right.
Weird about that.
Mm.
What made me feel okay about it is that this thing's worth a lot of money on trade, so
Yeah.
it's all right. I never use it. If things happen next year, some iOS-y things that I need to test. Tough. I'm just gonna ignore it. No, I'll probably. I mean,
I
if
was
I
gonna
have
say
to,
then that's yeah. So Paul's already lined up a what
yeah,
13 Pro S. So I don't know whatever they'll call it. Who knows? Who cares?
iPhone SE3. Little hunk of junk.
It does feel
We'll see.
odd that we'll eventually call well, I've got the iPhone 22. Like,
I know. I know. Oh well.
who knows? Whatever. How is the Pixel 6 Pro, by the way?
You know what? It's great. I was thinking of you actually when I was thinking about this morning, because it has all these little special features. Like it has like a motion. I don't even know what it's called, motion mode or something. You can take a picture of a fast moving object and it kind of blurs it. Or
Mm-hmm.
if you have like water in front of you that's running, you can use it's a slightly different mode, and that will make the water look kind of cool looking. So I was kind of trying that, and the little creek thing we have here, I don't think goes fast enough for it to be totally effective. Although you can see what it's trying to do, and I guess the reason I was thinking of you is because you got your new iPhone, and I think
Mm-hmm.
you kind of, like, yeah, it's great, it's new, and camera's a little better, I guess, but it's not like dramatic. I guess I kind of feel like that way about this. Like it's bigger, and honestly, the biggest day-to-day thing about it for me is when I take a photo,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't sit there processing it for like 30 seconds. Like I
That
can
is.
look at it immediately, because the last few Pixels have been kind of mid-range devices. But I've been using Android 12 already, so I kind of get all that. There's a couple of additional things on this one that aren't on the other phones, but it's 4x optical zoom is okay. It's better than not having optical zoom for sure, but I wish I had had it in Paris. But honestly, I feel like if I'd walked around last week taking pictures with this
Mm-hmm.
versus the Pixel 5a, they would have been
Yeah.
the same. So yeah, I don't know. How do I'm going to keep it. The fingerprint reader is not great. It's in screen. Every Pixel except for the 4 series. I don't know if this is true of the small one, but certainly XL had had a rear-mounted fingerprint reader, which I love. It's just super accurate. And on the 4XL, they did like a face recognition thing. It was terrible. And on this one, they have an in-screen reader, which is not great. It's very much like the older generation OnePlus or Samsung phones. OnePlus nailed this. Like OnePlus to me has the best in-screen fingerprint reader by far. But this is the type of thing where you hit it and you're getting ready to go do the thing you were going to do and it hasn't logged you in. And it causes a moment of confusion where you're like, what's going on? I saw the light through my finger. Like, I know you scanned it, but it's just not, I don't know where it's hit. It's 65% accurate, maybe something like that. It would fail you in high school, is what I'm saying.
Which Paul has nothing relatable to that at all. I will say, to your point about the camera, the iPhone 13 Pro, normal photos during the day. Actually, the 3x zoom is a little disappointing. I don't know. I don't know if it's disappointing because the 1x is so good, then you take it with the 3x and you look at it and you're like, oh, your audio just
there
died.
You are. Oh. So that's what I was just saying to you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
So as you were talking, I didn't hear you. And then I guess you couldn't hear me. And I'm getting a bad network quality warning.
Yeah.
Probably because the guy's mowing my lawn.
Well, what I was trying to tell you.
I'm sorry. What, you were going to say something about the zoom, I believe.
Yeah. Anyway, so the 3x zoom on the iPhone 13 Pro, it's fine, but it's not great. Like when you look at the photos compared, I don't know if the 1x is just so good that when you look at the 3x, you're like, like that's not, or whatever. But I will tell you where this phone, and this is going to shock nobody, is the low light. Like we were taking photos last night during Halloween, and all the parents were taking photos of their, like all the kids in a row, looking cute or whatever. Sure. And they're like, oh, it's kind of dark. I'm like, out of my way, peasants. And like you could take them at night with modest light, and their faces are bright. And even if there's backlighting, it does a phenomenal job from that aspect. But if you're not taking photos at night, it's...
that's something I've had for years. So like the Pixels had that. I don't know if it's any better anywhere. It just seems the same. It's fine. Yeah. Again, it's just down to processing speed. I mean, and that's probably something you wouldn't notice too much. I mean, the iPhone has always been like a high-end chip, so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Other things that were announced, at least this was announced last night. Sega came out and said, hey, we're using Microsoft Azure for our cloud gaming services. I think this probably puts to bed some of those rumors we heard. I think it was over the summer where Microsoft and Sega were talking and there were acquisition rumors. I suspect it was probably these two companies working out this cloud deal. And so...
Yeah, that's on my... The other thing that happened, which I haven't had even a second to look at, is Dell apparently has spun off VMware. I don't know if you saw that, but it's like a... I actually right before we started, I tried to bring it up on the Dell website, and it won't load.
We ain't going to go to the VMware website now.
Yikes. Yeah, so it's just not... oh, there it is. Okay, so okay. Yeah, so I mean, the basic story here is they created it's like a $64 billion company. Oh,
just like that.
Yeah, it's just so they were an independent company. They were part of Dell, and now they are an independent company.
There you go. What's new is old again, or old is new, whatever that weird saying is.
Just like Nokia. Too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly the same, I guess.